Palestine will be free, because it means that Israel will be annihilated. That's how they see it.
But they have their, like you said in 2005, they had their own territory given to them. No Jews there, no one encroaching upon them, their own freedom and liberty to decide whatever they would want to out of life. But yet it's not enough for them. They're still, they just want to annihilate.
It's not enough for them, but in the end, even if the Gaza Strip would have been able to be another Singapore, would have been to be a country with a lot of money, which they get a lot of money, it could have been an amazing country, a phenomenal tech country. But they don't want to be. They're ruled by hate. They just want to, the Hamas just makes everybody there hate Israel. People join Hamas, the terrorist organization, and they just don't want to see Israel be here.
Well, this is very interesting because we've heard from you guys the IDF. The IDF and Israelis are literally one because everyone has served in a way. There's no removing one from the other. It's still in your brains. If you're an Israeli, then you have been in the IDF at one point in your life. Is that the same way for Gaza? People say, oh, these are innocent civilians, but they don't have a uniform. They still go and they fight against Israelis. Hamas is kind of integrated into their lifestyle. It's their way of thought. It's their way of living. How can you separate one from the other?
First of all, it's very difficult. It's not that you can say that you're in the IDF and there's a way to check that. In the end, if you're an IDF soldier, people can check that out in Israel in a second. But in Hamas, it's very difficult to see who is combatant, who isn't. And it's more difficult for also the soldiers who are going inside Gaza because we want to minimize the harm. We want to minimize the harm for civilians. But when we don't have possibility, when Hamas integrates itself in civilian residency, it's difficult. Israel will still sees people who aren't with arms as innocent civilians. People still see them as people who they don't want to harm. But it's more difficult for us to change it, like to make sure that people who aren't in Hamas, aren't with weapons, didn't infiltrate into Israel on the 7th of October, is not going to be harmed because we want to make sure that we can minimize the harm for innocent civilians.
Fighting is a great thing to defend, but there is another stance which you're taking, which is to be able to speak the truth and to educate and to inform. And so I said that to the young lady that we interviewed before you. I want to be like you when I grow up because I want to be in that position of understanding the self-responsibility. I encourage you as you go on to keep spreading the truth and standing for what's right. And just thank you so much for what you're doing for Israel, for the Jewish people around the world. It's an honor to sit here with you today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.